The Singapore car, a Malaysia car behind me looks out of place in very rural Russia. Sticks out like a sore thumb. This is a very, very rural part of Russia. I think it's such a small town. They have less than a dozen shops. And the way I look at it, I think maybe it's just a few thousand inhabitants. So this is how a typical rural apartment in Russia looks like. You may think it's an abandoned building, but it isn't. I can see signs of life there, people doing their laundry. 2,000 kilometers to Yakutsk is just way, way, way too far and too tiring. So this is the second leg. We're breaking up into like 2, 3 or even 4 legs. So this is the second leg of it. 340 kilometers. And it's gonna be almost 5 hours and 5.5 hours when you include in things like lunch break, toilet breaks, fuel stops and all this. And hopefully we reach the next town early enough so that there's daylight and we can explore a bit of the town. What's the name of the town? Let's see. Skovorodino, that is the town. And I'm sure that is a town that is so rural that how many Singaporeans and Malaysians have gone there? Raise your hands. I'm pretty sure none of you have gone there. Railway crossing. Lots of railway crossings along the route. And of course, this is a really, really, really rural place, and we get to experience the slow train. It's been raining the entire day and the entire yesterday. So 2 whole days non-stop rain. Look at that. Which really puts a damper on everything because we don't really get to see the scenery. We are in a very small town, Skovorodino, which is along the border of China, Mohe. However, there's no way to cross to Mohe. But apparently this town, you can see the northern lights at night. They are building a bridge now to cross over to Mohe, but right now we have no way of crossing over to China from here. Otherwise, I would do so because I have a multiple entry visa to Russia. So we found a lunch place in this small little town. Not too bad. There's little shops and even a bank just across the road from here. Very Asian, very Singaporean umbrella. Nobody in Russia I see carry umbrellas. This trip was made possible by Airalo, a service that allows me to stay connected wherever I travel without the shock of exorbitant roaming bills. Try Airalo for yourself. Download the Airalo app in the description and use code SEE3 for $3 off your data plan. 你们中国人吗？哦，从哪过来的？黑河。这很近吗？黑河车能够开过去吗？可以啊，开不过去，只有人行是吗？哦。坐什么？坐船啊？放在哪里啊？叫我们买完了。啊？哦，你们买完了？没有了啊？哦。这么杂啊 They bought up the last of the rice, so we have to eat our dishes without the rice. 新加坡。我们的普通话听得懂吗？还可以，对。没白学了。这边离那个黑河大概要多久的时间啊？600多公里。600多公里。600多公里啊！哇，也是挺远的。
你们要是要的话，让你们2盒，我只有4盒。
没事，我们吃菜就好，没事。那个你收多少呀？这是我这是哦。那个叫飞机，对，我都搞定。哎呀，这个是 fish。 不对东西哦。We are now at Scovorodino, which is really near the border of China. It's about 40 kilometers away from China, the Heihe. However, there is no way to cross it. And we are actually very near to the Arctic village in China. What do you call the Arctic village in China?
雪乡啊，
雪乡。
雪乡的
北极
村，
北极村 correct. So near, yet so far, because there's no way to cross. The only way to cross is to travel about 600 kilometers to Heihe, which is over here. The road to Yakutia is crazy isolated and rural. Have a look. We've driven for more than 200 kilometers and all we see is just forested area, lots of thick forests and really bad roads, and occasionally a couple of trucks. You can see the broken roads just coming up ahead because there is so little demand on these roads and they are so little used that it really doesn't, pay for the government to improve the road conditions here, since it's not very well used at all. You can see just lots of forested area for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. And because there is so little traffic, there are no truck stops, no petrol kiosks, no cafes, nothing for hundreds of kilometers. Wrap your head around that. That is how isolated Eastern Siberia, the Far East, going to Yakutsk and Yakutia, one of the coldest city in the world when it comes to winter, where the temperature can drop to as low as minus 70 degrees Celsius. It is too dangerous for us to go there in the deep of winter, which is why when we reach there, it would be about autumn. Not sure about the temperature there, but we'll take it one step at a time. It has been raining continuously for the past 2 days and the rain has just stopped. And the result is a double rainbow. I'm not sure you can see it from here, but there's actually a double rainbow. This is a pretty interesting place right in the middle of Eastern Siberia. There's a Thai Airways craft. I have no idea what it's doing here. I think there are a couple of so-called hostels, hotels here. Maybe a trucker's lodge. After an entire day of driving, we have finally reached Neryungri town in Russia. Siberia part, Eastern Siberia, and you can tell yet more Lenin structure. This looks like some kind of a military building. Just stopped here illegally. I definitely think it is illegal because no one else is stopping here. And here we have a Singapore registered car, Singapore registered Land Cruiser, right here in the Eastern Siberian town of Neryungri as we head towards Yakutsk, which is one of the biggest towns, but also supposedly one of the coldest places on earth during winter. It seems like most Russian towns have some kind of statue of Lenin right in the middle of the town square. Hello! Thank you. Hello. A lot of very interesting shops for a supposedly absolutely rural place. We took close to like 10 hours of driving through absolutely rural roads to get here. But I'm surprised that it is a lot more modern than I think it is. And there's a lot more amenities here. It just looks like a modern town with lots of modern shops, restaurants, cafes. I don't think any Singaporeans or Malaysians will come in here because it's extremely inaccessible from an international airport. Neryungri in eastern Siberia. Have a look at this. This is a massive jewelry shop, massive jewelry shop. We are running out of fuel and we're trying to get some fuel. Let's see if we can find a gas station. I'm desperate for fuel. I'm down to my last drops because I didn't see a gas station for the past 400 kilometers or so. And I'm surprised that in a rural town like this is absolutely inaccessible. Neryungri, look it up on the map. Neryungri, I'll flash it on the screen here. I'm surprised they even have 100 octane over here, but 100 octane is just massively too expensive and my car doesn't need it. 95 octane works just fine and I'm happy to have 95 octane fuel. And the cost of transporting the fuel is definitely reflected in the price. We can get about 60 rubles per liter in the bigger cities in Irkutsk and Ulan-Ude. But in this place, it's hard to transport fuel over here and it's about almost 30% more expensive per liter for 95 octane. Lots of surprises in this town. Doesn't look like much, so isolated, but yet a pretty decent hotel, at least from how it looks like on the outside. Let's see if what's inside actually lives up to what's on the outside.
One room. Oh, 5,500. Okay lah. One room. Okay.
One room.
Okay.
Esther 話你冇問幾錢嘅嚇，話你我係好朋友，你問幾錢呀 Not bad, 5,500 for a room. Shared between me and Clarence, it's just like about 2,500 rubles.
The room are quite nice.
來，看下。
Very nice, got work vessel.
Thank you.
Look at that. Wow. Not bad at all. I'm impressed. Neryungri has this sort of quality rooms at just $5,500.
Halfway. 300 meter.
You sure you walk 12 minutes here? Nah, way.
This neighborhood doesn't look like much. Loud music, people who don't look like hello, but they are very friendly. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Oh. Let's see what's inside. Hello. Okay lah. See, 來到 Esther feel like 20 something again. Her pubbing days off. I like the toilet. Have a look. This is the male toilet, and they use recycled beer kegs as the urinal, which is really cool, and lots of art on the wall, and even the sink is made from a recycled beer keg.
Всем удачи в завершении этого, как вы уже сказали, непростого дела.
What about this steak?
The people here are really helpful.
This steak,
So he is like a
this one?
DJ and a customer here,
I'm advised
but
you, no,
he's helping. He's not the
for
staff,
me,
but he's willing to help us.
so tasty.
You will never crush. So I'm explaining to him that Singapore currency is made of polymer plastic, and writing on it is not going to stay, and you cannot tear it. Yeah, I'm leaving my mark, Singapore dollar, right up there with the other currencies. Lots of different currencies from all the different people who have come here. They seem to have every currency except Singapore dollar, so I will be the first to leave my mark in this place.